Let's see. All right. I think that today I want to do another intention meditation mandala. So anyway, I don't know if you guys have seen the other ones, but basically I just, like before we start, I just kind of set an intention, something that we're just, wanting to accomplish or wanting to focus on or wanting to, think about going forward. And we'll have that as the focus for our mandala. So if you have something like that, go ahead and think about that now. I was, thinking my thoughts have been just really getting myself organized this week and, in the next few days. I just have a lot of stuff to do. And so I've been really trying to set an intention to keep myself on track, keep myself organized with my calendar and my lists and things like that. And so anyway, if you have an intention like that, think about how that intention kind of feels to you. Is it kind of a light intention, just something soft? Is it like a very important intention? Is it something that is very emotional? Or there's a lot of, different feelings you can have with the intention that you're setting. And so trying to kind of translate that into a shape. And that shape will be how we start our mandala. So to give you an example, what I was thinking, and this I just did this yesterday, but since I'm really on this, trying to have this intention set for myself, I want to do it again, is what my intention is the staying organized, and how that feels to me is something like that would be a square, because it's something contained, something structured, something that's very definite. And, so I would just start my mandala with a square. So that's just what I'm going to do. And that way, as we make the mandala and we keep, recalling that intention, all it takes is a glance back into the center to see that shape that we associated with our intention, to remind us to, hello Nicola, to go back and, focus on our intention. And anyway, so if you have gotten your intention and gotten a shape associated, and if you really can't, find a shape that you think associates with an intention, or you just don't want to do an intention right now, just draw a circle or, some shape in the middle. But I do find that, having that association, the shape and the feeling of your intention will help, carry that intention through the mandala. Okay, let's continue on. Let's start a mandala with some kind of long leaf shapes like this. So they don't have to be set in any way, just kind of, I'm going to turn my paper as I go. And again, that's another thing, to keep in mind is turning your paper as you draw, just to keep your wrist from overextending and becoming sore, and also just to help your shapes and your line work. And so we'll just go and create these little leaf shapes. And also another thing to remember is keeping this very mindful, focusing on our line work. And that again is having set start and stop points. So you start your shape and you draw your shape and you stop. So making sure that you have those very distinct periods, and you don't have to say them out loud or move in slow motion or anything, but just knowing that you have those points. You start, you draw, and you stop will just keep you from speeding up, from going too fast, and it just keeps you really looking into your task, keeping mindful of the strokes that you're making and the shapes that you're making, and it will just help this exercise be much more mindful. All right, let's see. So we have our main little petals here. Let's go ahead and in between each petal, let's make a little, kind of just partial circle shape. So I'm just doing mine like a third of the way down to the petal, but depending on how, spaced out your petals are, just do whatever feels good. Halfway, third of the way, all the way to the top. Doesn't matter. And again, too, on these short lines, sometimes we tend to, go really fast and not think about them too much. So just, make sure that you're keeping attention to your lines, the start and stop points. Let's see, what shall we do next? Let's make inside of these, or not inside, on top of these shapes, let's kind of make like one of my kind of chubby triangle shapes here going up. And just going from, the point to where the little partial circle line we made before meets the petal. And we can just draw those up, and we have a lot of petals, so it's a lot of repeating the same shape. But that's okay. We just need to make sure that we're focusing on staying mindful and not rushing through them. And also bringing us back to, glancing at our shape in the middle, remembering our intention, repeating it to ourselves as we go forward. Let's see, how about we do, I want to do like some sort of spiral or curl shapes going up. So just from the tip of these petals here, let's make just kind of a little spiral going up, almost like antenna. Sort of looks like insect antenna coming up, like a little moth or butterfly or some sort of insect with their antenna coming up. And these are likely to come out all shapes and sizes and not be irregular, the same all the way around at all, and don't even worry about that. Actually, it lends to the kind of idea of them being sort of little insect antenna. Very organic. And finish making those up. Let's see, a couple more. And then what are we going to do? Let's take and in between the sort of V shape that our spirals make, we'll make one of these little inverted triangles. So it's just like a triangle, but the lines just kind of go a little bit concave, or just kind of go inward a little bit. And we'll do that on these, going around. That kind of brings this shape together, so you have a little bit of where they're looking kind of, loose and open, and so this kind of brings them in and connects them and makes it feel a little bit more together, and not like it's kind of spread out all over. How's everybody doing? Paying attention to your lines, making sure that you're staying mindful and focusing on the shapes. Again, glance back in the center, remind yourself of that intention, repeat that to yourself going forward. And let's see, let's go ahead and connect these two. So just, somewhere in the top third of, the insides of these inverted triangles. Let's go ahead and make another inverted triangle. So I'm just going to give myself a little point for a guide there, and then go up. And you can, each time give yourself a little guide point, or you can just draw up by eye, which is perfectly fine. They may be a little bit off center sometimes, and that's perfectly fine. Continuing around here. And I like to also, and it doesn't really, a bit lopsided, but okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter if it's lopsided. Sometimes lopsided is more interesting anyway. And, it's one thing, if it really, really bothers you, I have that, circle template that I can share, and you can print out and just put it like underneath your paper. And you can just see like a little hint of it, and just to kind of keep on track so you can tell where a circle is. Let's see, what should we do next? Let's go and make kind of just like sort of like my chubby triangle shape going in here, in between each one of these. There we go. I was going to say, a lot of times I do when I'm doing these myself and it's silent. It's hard when I'm talking because obviously it's loud. But I like to focus on also the sound of the pen going across the paper. I don't know if you can hear that at all, probably not. But it's just really nice addition to the exercise. It also helps, keep your focus in the task. And it's kind of like, almost like a little bit of ASMR. All right, there we go. Let's see. Let's make from the center of these like a little teardrop up. And if it helps to draw it downward, you can do that. Sometimes it's easier to make teardrops going downward than upward. But either way is fine. Whatever's more comfortable, you can give each a try and see what's more comfortable to you. And remember, keep a focus on your line work, your start and draw and stop points. And we'll glance back in at our shape. Come back to our intention that we set. All right, let's see, 546. You need that, meaning you need the circle guide. I can put the link to, I think the link to it is in the event that I made up. But I'll try to remember to put it in the comments. But if I forget to put it in the comments, either remind me or if you want to look at the event, I'm pretty sure it's in the discussion area. I put a link to that you can print out. Okay, so let's see. We got on a little smaller side today, but not much more I can do for, let's see, let's just bring in, and another, sort of just design element, because we have these kind of, curly spirally things here. Let's go ahead and just bring that in again, just to kind of, you know, have that secondary showing of this shape. I mean, that's just kind of like, you know, something you think about in design. If you put an element in once, it's nice to put it in another time somewhere. So let's just start from in here, and we'll just kind of go out and make like little curls from the sides of these teardrops. Could almost be like little leaves, or just like the little part that goes around flower buds. What is that called? Anyway, and it kind of fills in this space a little bit, softens it up a little bit, and like I said, brings in sort of this element one more time. And we're doing that. Let's take a few minutes to do some filler. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have some time. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is let's add some line weight to some of these, just to give some weight and, you know, a little bit of like, you know, grounding to the mandala, and also it just, in a design sense, it really gives you like your eye a break from all the small details to have like some lines that are bolder or thicker. So let's see, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually make my center, my little intention shape, a little bit bolder, almost feeling like it has like a shadow around it. And then let's see, I want to make our little curlicues a little bit bolder. So I'm just going to, you can take a thicker pen if you have a thicker pen, or you can just, you know, kind of go over them a couple times with the same pen, and that will make them a little bit bolder looking. And one, it highlights those nice spiral shapes, but also just, you know, gives that sort of visual interest. Yeah. All right, I won't do all of them around just for time's sake, but you can finish them off. Let's see. Let's make these lines thicker. And these I can actually put like another line beside it and sort of fill that in so it's extra thick. And again, that's, if you can see what I'm doing, I just put like another repeat line, and then I just kind of do a couple strokes to fill that in. And just making sure that we, you know, stay mindful of our marks as we're filling in. When we fill in shapes, we tend to lose that mindfulness because it can be, you know, kind of tedious to fill in shapes. So we tend to start going fast, and we kind of scrub or scribble or, you know, fill in too quickly. And so just, you know, still keeping mindful of our pencil strokes as we're doing that. A lot of times I will just kind of repeat those lines, like actually almost do several outlines to kind of fill in the space. That to me helps me get through the shapes, especially larger shapes. This is kind of a small shape, so it's not a big deal. But larger shapes, just kind of doing that really helps get through that. And okay, let's see. I will move on. You can continue to make those bold after, but let's see what else we can do here for decoration. Have just about 3 more minutes before I need to go. Let's do like a double line here. So just kind of repeating that little semicircle shape we have here. And let's see, I think on these long petals here, I'm going to make a line and 2 dots. And I like to make dots sometimes, just because it still gives that kind of, you know, filler space, but it doesn't look so kind of cut in half, like as if you were to make the solid line going all the way up. So it's just kind of, I'm actually going to go back this way and do this one. Kind of a nice way to do a design element, especially in petals, because it makes them almost look a little bit, you know, petal or leaf shape. Let's see. I think inside of my little chubby triangles here, I'm going to do another little teardrop shape. So just coming down from the center and, you know, just part way down, 3/4 of the way down or something. Just make the little teardrop shapes. And let's remember to draw our attention back in the center. Think about our intention. Repeat that to ourselves. You don't want to forget about that. Let's see. One more thing. What shall we do? I'm going to put a little circle at the top of my teardrops here. And I may actually make these spirals a little bit thicker too. Yeah. All right, let's see, where are we at? 5:54, okay, I need to wrap up. Thank you all so much for watching, and again, if you drew a mandala, I would love to see it. Just post a picture in the comments, or if you're brave enough to put it on your timeline, just tag me, and so I can see it, because I would love to check it out. And please, again, share this video. I would just love for as many people as possible to be able to, you know, follow along and learn to make the meditation mandalas, and or just watch me. You know, that's nice too. But yeah, that's it. Everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye, Meredith.